Shalom. All praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh Ba'asham Yahweh Shai Ba'asham Racha Kwadash. Double honors to the elders and the apostles of the great millstone, and salutations to all you sincere Akim. And this is your brother Abawan back again with another video through the spirit and power of Yahweh Ba'asham Yahweh Shai Ba'asham Racha Kwadash. And as you can see, wait. Once again, all praises and glory is due to the Most High. But as you can see, I just got the second strike on my channel, which is on let me just say the default channel, the new song Nigeria 144 bar, which is the second channel I have, right? Because the first channel got deleted from YouTube during that period. The time. So this is the second channel I have, and I've already got another strike. And basically, what Esau is doing right now is that he's going through all my old videos and basically taking down them one by one for quote unquote, for not following community guidelines. Basically, and you can see it from the message I was sent or the email I was sent. Hi, the new song Nigeria 144 bar. It looks like jabbed, see are no longer human didn't follow community guidelines to help keep our community safe. We have removed it from YouTube, right? And I will say this though, it's I want to say that, well, that video, actually still remember it. I was going into an article where it was saying that, oh, well, the people that get that jab, the C hip, not the C hips, like about the jab, the juice, are going to effectively no longer be human. Which, of course, looking back at it now, that was most likely one of those clickbait articles that are just put up to basically stir up commotion or drama or get attention. And also I recently learned that a lot of these news sites are actually using AI, right? Let me just go and confirm that. Let me just show you what I'm talking about. There are a lot of these news sites that post articles are actually using AI to post their articles. So let me get that. AI being used for news articles online. Let me get that just to show you what I'm talking about. Because that's why you see some of these articles that just here it is. And this has been going on since 2023. That's why you see some of these news articles that just sound so ridiculous, right? That sounds so dumb that it's obviously fake because a lot of these news companies, these news stations are using AI to write their articles, and basically how that works is that they scour through social media to get information about certain topics, and then the AI actually does the reading, goes through social media to get information about certain topics, then constructs an article based on that information. Because something happened, on Reddit, and I was actually looking through Reddit, just a normal scrolling, looking for video ideas. That they were talking about how some of these subreddits were actually using fake information to feed the AI to see if it will work, and the AI eventually started posting articles based on the fake information they used. So this is the headline right here. The Associated Press has laid out its approach to using generative AI, joining a handful of major news organizations in doing so. A major international news agency has set out its guidance on using artificial intelligence (AI) to produce journalism. The Associated Press said it will continue to experiment with AI but won't use it to create publishable content and images. While the technology is being adopted by more industries as generative tools become widely available and capable, the news industry is asking itself tough questions about the topic. Can the audience really trust news services that are using AI to generate content? While some organizations are laying down restrictive rules for incorporating AI into their workflows, others are more openly embracing the technology. A recent job advert from NewsQuest Media Group is asking for an AI-assisted reporter who will be at the forefront of a new era in journalism, utilizing AI technology to create national, local, and hyperlocal content for our news brands, while also applying their traditional journalism skills. A reporter will be working with AI to help write news articles, and will generate I will integrate AI generated content into newsrooms of different sizes. Right. So basically they are beginning to use AI to, so it's not like it's the AI just working solely on its own or by itself, or rather they are doing it in conjunction with AI. Let's open this one real quick, and it reads, how generative AI is boosting the spread of disinformation and propaganda. In a new report, Freedom House documents the ways governments are now using the tech to amplify censorship by Tate and Mosley, October 4th, 2023. And this is a good way to segue into this video, because I've actually been meditating on this, and there's a reason why you see AI technology so prevalent and so out here in the internet, allowed to be in public hands. That's why everybody can use AI. Anybody can get their hands on this AI technology and start using it to do whatever they like, because this is also a part of Esau Edom's agenda. Now that he sees that the truth is coming out in such a high level, what does he do? He gives people this AI technology, and they go around spreading misinformation, spreading, basically just that misinformation. That's why it is so difficult to actually find the truth, right? You saw it in case of, the riots that are in the UK, how, they said that, oh, well, the person that did those murders that caused the riots was actually a Palestinian immigrant. Then they now changed matter. Now it's a Ugandan citizen, right? A second generation, first generation. I forget how they scale, how they measure those generation things, but a migrant basically, right? And the same thing with the Olympics with that female boxer. And realistically, that information in and of itself has not yet even been confirmed. Okay, because first we haven't even seen a single image of the actual guy that they are talking about. You see images from years ago, but they say that he's in trial right now, so you don't even know about that, right? And even with that woman in the Olympics, but let me just leave it right there. And that's the idea right now. You see that, before you can even get the real matter, right? The truth about what is going on, right, in other parts of the world, even from mainstream media, ultimately the false information is going to go out first. And that is even more reason why, brother, that even shows you more and more why brothers have to, confirm, right, and confirm and basically double check the information we get, because Esau is using this AI to just spread misinformation, man. That's why he gave it to, that's why it's made for public use right now, because ultimately this is how they're going to bring in, the shutdown of the internet, right? The by Yeah, so like I'm trying to find out the proper words to use, or like I was saying, this is how they're going to bring in the shutdown of the internet, by letting this false information, right, this misinformation, and it being done by AI generated images, AI generated content continue to grow. So let's read some of this article. Artificial intelligence has turbocharged state efforts to crack down on internet freedoms over the past year. Governments and political. Oh yeah, let me also mention this as well, because it's something that has been happening too. Now you're seeing more and more that even what you post online, right? Of course, these Babylonians, they'll brag about their freedom of speech, which is of course just a simple illusion. There is no, and they have no freedom of speech. But you're seeing more and more that, that governments all over the world are beginning to crack down on the speech, or the speech, or the statements, the comments you make online. Even here in Nigeria, something similar happened, where the house, right, in Nigeria passed a bill to give jail time to anybody that posts that it's anybody that either protests or posts anything online against the Nigerian government and against the president. Let me get that. Now, let me say this: the bill was not actually passed, it was just presented to House. Okay, the bill was not passed, it was presented to House, before somebody will start saying, well, there's not actually any bill passed. What are you saying? You're spreading misinformation, right? it was not passed, so it was presented to the house. I think it was either it was thrown out, or it was or no basically it was thrown out because nobody actually supported the bill. But that is just show you the that just present a point, right? Because right now in Australia, especially in the UK, you can be jailed for the comments that you make online. So now you see that these governments, right, are beginning to regulate the internet and beginning to pass out harsh sentences for anything you say on the internet that might not, you know, that's anti-government, right? Mainly the people that are being jailed right now are actually being jailed for posting content or for posting them anti-immigrant content, or rather anti-immigrant statements, and trying to rouse up the protests. So let me see if I can get that. Let me see if I can find that an article going into that. This, no, I can't. No, I can't find this article because there was something that was just posted. I think. Hold on. You have to bear with me. Hold on. Let me look for it. I can't find this article. Okay, so this I think this is it right here because I know that he was one of the speakers of the House of Rep that actually passed the bill. So controversial bill. Rep Speaker Abbas wants to destroy Nigeria's democracy. Human rights lawyer in Behe F. Young, and I can't pronounce that name, so like I was, in Behe F. Young has accused the Speaker of the House of Representatives of attempting to destroy what is left of Nigeria's democratic experiment. F. Young stated, "Those who are subverting the country through corruption and anti-people actions are seeking to further cripple the fundamental rights to freedom of expression and peaceful assembly." The statement comes amid reports that a bill sponsored by the Speaker Tajuddin Abbas is awaiting its second reading. The bill proposes a 25-year imprisonment or a 10 million fine, or both, for anyone convicted of making a statement or taking an action that leads to separatist agitation or intergroup or sectional conflict in the country. According to the Sun, the bill stipulates that any person who destroys national symbols, refuses to recite the national anthem and pledge, defaces a place of worship with the cause to cause violence, or subverts the federal government shall, upon conviction, be liable to a fine of 5 million or 10 years imprisonment, or both. Right, so basically this is an anti-protest bill. So let me okay. The bill also states that any person who mounts an illegal roadblock, engages in illegal road traffic functions, imposes illegal curfews, or conducts illegal processions shall, upon conviction, be liable to a fine of 2 million or 5 years imprisonment, or both. It also describes a fine of 4 million or 2 years imprisonment for a person convicted of castigating, denigrating, embarrassing, or bringing into disrepute the leadership of a community, religion, lawful group, local government, state or federal government. In a post of his X handle on Wednesday, Effiong urged people to fight against and reject the bill in its entirely, in its entirety, Salakia. And you see that now more draconian laws are being legislated all over the earth. So let me start with this precept right here. So I'll start with Revelation 12, verse 12. You see that more draconian laws are being legislated all over the earth. So you see the book of Revelation 12, verse 12. Therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil is come down unto you, having great wrath, because he knoweth that he hath but a short time. All right, and this isn't Esau Edom, taking away the quote unquote laws that you had, okay, or rather the rights that you had, because realistically you had no rights, just the illusion of having rights, but rather this is Esau Edom finally revealing what their true plans. They are showing their horns, right? Because even the scriptures tells you that at let's get that precept. Let me get that precept. Yeah, it is. So this is the book of Revelation 13, verse 11. And I beheld another beast coming up out of the earth, and he had two horns like a lamb, but he spake as a dragon. And he exerciseth all the power of the first beast before him, and caused the earth and them which dwell therein to worship the first beast, whose deadly wound was healed. And of course, this is of course referring to in America Babylon the Great, the beast with who is like a lamb having, you know, it was like a lamb that he had two horns like a lamb and he spoke as a dragon, right? That's why you have democracy. Whenever they tell you about democracy, that comes from Babylon. That comes from Rome. So yeah, I started to go and say Babylon the Great, but no, it comes from Rome. The modern practice of democracy it comes from Rome, and it was used and popularized throughout the whole world by Babylon the Great. That's why the scriptures say that he made the whole world the lamb with the beast that spoke like a lamb but had two horns like a dragon. He made the whole world to worship the beast whose deadly wound and was healed and his image. That's the first beast that was taken down during the Dark Ages. So basically, it's going into Rome, and you can see by hey man, everybody already knows that America, Babylon the Great is the modern day Rome. There's no need for me to start breaking it down into details. We're already too far into the game for in-depth breakdowns like this. And let me just take it straight to the point, basically. And what I am saying is this: that these laws that you are seeing being passed that trampling on the quote unquote rights of the citizens of a certain country, all you are really seeing is the devil showing his horns, right? The has been, Esau Edom has been, how these, you should already know the game right now. You should already know how Esau Edom operates. After all, it's not written, we are not ignorant of Satan's devices. Wow, these devils decided to start arresting anybody that's publicly that is publicly against their legislations, or basically started to arrest people for coming against their NW or whatever system they want to set up. Surprise, surprise, right? But let me say this now before they start flagging me for false information again. That the reason why people are getting arrested in the UK is because they are making anti-migrant content, not content, but comments online, right? They are, and I won't say they are stoking the violence in the protests. What I would is what I want to say, but well, according to the law at least. But here's the thing: you have this individual. I think his name is Tom something. Chiaki, I know who I'm talking about. The guy that has been, who the guy that are basically saying is, one of the biggest or the one of the most popular voices for this protest. That is speaking for the protests in the UK, and he's been consistently posting, anti-immigration stuff, right? Telling the people of Britain to take back their country from the immigrants and things like that. But nobody's arresting him, and you see that's the issue right there. That's why you speak. That's why that's why this kingdom has to come to an end, because the law is slacked in this kingdom. And that's what I always wanted to get as well. Because I will say this, okay, 100%. I deserved the flag, the strike, okay. But here's the issue: if the channel was not dedicated to posting the word of the Most High Yahweh Hashem Yahushua, speaking the truth, right, bringing out this truth, that video would not have gotten flagged. That video would not have gotten banned. Nobody, it would have just been that, nothing would even have happened to the video. But because I'm doing this work, posting these videos. That's why the video ultimately got flagged, and it put a strike on my channel. So this is the book of Habakkuk 1 verse 4. Therefore the law is slacked, and judgment doth never go forth. For the wicked does compass about the righteous, therefore wrong judgment proceedeth. Right, and there is no law, there is no justice in this kingdom, man. None at all. So let me go back to what I was talking about. And I was talking about how I think AI is basically being used right now to spread misinformation. Okay, so let me read a little bit more about this. Governments and political actors around the world in both democracies and autocracies are using AI to generate text, images, and videos to manipulate public opinion in their favor and to automatically censor critical online content. Like, for example, there was a video I saw of a Trump supporter, not Donald Trump himself, that posted a video of Trump with, you know, black women around him, right? Or so-called black women around him. And it turned out that video was AI generated. The same thing with the Harris campaign, okay? Not Kamala Harris herself, but the Harris campaign posted a video of Kamala, coming down from an airplane to a crowd of people, and you find out that that crowd of people was also AI generated as well. But let's continue reading. Governments and political actors around the world in both democracies and autocracies are using AI to generate text, images, and video to manipulate public opinion in their favor and to automatically censor critical online content. In a new report released by Freedom House, a human rights advocacy group, researchers documented the use of generative AI in 16 countries to sow doubt, smear opponents, or influence public debates. The annual report, and this the website I'm reading from is MI Technology. Hold on. Let me go and check the website actually. Technology Review. Okay, technologyreview.com. The annual report, Freedom on the Net, scores and ranks countries. The annual report, Freedom on the Net, scores and ranks countries according to their relative degree of internet freedom, as measured by a host of factors like internet shutdowns, laws limiting online expression, and retaliation for online speech. The 2023 edition, released on October 4, found that global internet freedom declined for the 13th consecutive year, driven in part by the proliferation of artificial intelligence. Internet freedom is at an all-time low, and advances in AI are actually making the crisis even worse, says Ali Funk, a researcher on the report. Funk says one of their most important findings this year has to do with changes in the way governments use AI. Though we are just beginning to learn how the technology boosts digital oppression, Funk found there were two primary factors behind these changes. The affordability and accessibility of generative AI is lowering the barrier of entry for disinformation campaigns, and automated systems are enabling governments to conduct more precise and more subtle forms of online censorship. And that's ultimately where this is that's ultimately what this is trending towards, that eventually governments are going to say, well, for the safety of people online, for the safety of people online, and to prevent misinformation, that they'll ultimately put all these restrictions on the internet, and it will be, at the very least, they'll put heavy restrictions on how the internet is being used, right? Or they'll shut it down altogether, right? Because they are, because Israel, is going to have to change, because these devils know that they are going to have to change the way the internet is currently being run, right? Centralize the internet. And I think this is just me speaking as a man, but I believe that's their ultimate goal, to centralize the internet. In other words, put the control of the internet in the hands of one person. Because right now, all the internet really is just servers all over the world that are that are connected to each other, and ultimately you, as an individual person, can connect to any of those servers. But let's continue with ESA is going to eventually centralize the internet, and that is another reason why you'll need that CHIP, because You want to know the only way in which you can connect to the internet in ESO's NWO system, you have to have that CHIP on you, because right now, man, you see how much of human life is dependent on being able to go online, right? You can't get, you need, it's a requirement now, basically, man. It's a requirement now, especially in the more developed parts of the world. I mean, even here in Nigeria, even here in Nigeria, it's more or less, the transactions are more or less cashless. You have to be doing transfer, doing transfer, because the banks aren't, and that's the Federal Reserve right there. The banks aren't even printing money like that anymore, right? So now you have to be constantly going to do your transactions online. Let's continue reading. As generative AI tools grow more sophisticated, political actors are continuing to deploy the technology to amplify this information. Right, so let me say this. Of course, these articles are going to make it seem as though, well, oh, only one subset of people are actually doing this, but it's not just political actors, and it's not just some politicians in countries that, surprise, surprise, the US doesn't like, right? That's how this game goes. But it's happening all over. Okay, even private individuals are using the same AI technology to spread misinformation, and everybody is doing it. That's why it's so difficult to find to find the actual information, when an event happens, right? Sometimes, because you'll be seeing conflicting results, you'll be getting conflicting reports. Okay, that's the reason why. And this is all just to go back to this video. I'm not trying to make any justification for what happened, just saying that, that is those are the thoughts that I was having while when I saw this the strike. And I had another strike for one of my previous videos. These all these strikes are, I think this is like 2021, right? When you are in the height of that stuff, that's when all these strikes are coming from. So you can clearly see that ISO is going through my channel, watching all my videos, and looking for, what to flag me for ultimately. Yeah, and that's just that's what I want to say, all right? Because now I'm not going to be able to post for. Let me just get that. How this impacts you. Your channel now has one strike. You won't be able to do things like upload, post, or live stream for 1 week. The strike expires after 90 days, so I won't be able to post for the next week, right? So, hey, until then, I have the backup channel up and running, so I'm going to be posting there. So with that, once again, all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh Basham, Yahweh Basham, Rakakwadash, Wa Abad Babal, Shalom.